Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Chef KT coming to you with another recipe. I'm going to share with you today one of my favorite recipes. It is what I call my oh my barbecued shrimp and chicken thighs. You absolutely heard that right, my oh my. So why do I call it my oh my? It's because it's a quick meal. And I always say my oh my, I need it fast, I need it in a hurry, I need it now. Because after a long day, the last thing that you want to do is slave in the kitchen. Especially if you have young ones at home, or especially after you've had a long day, you just want it quick, fast, in a hurry. And let me tell you, this flavor can't be beat, and that's why I call it my oh my. So coming from my kitchen to yours, let's absolutely get right into it. And as I said, it's one of my quick meals. So I'm gonna put a timer on this, and we're gonna see exactly how long does it take to make this meal. This meal consists of shrimp, already deveined, removed the shell, took the tails off because I just want to eat it. I don't want to fool with tails. We've got seasoned chicken. I left this chicken seasoned. This is part of my meal prep. I always meal prep either the morning I'm going to work, and then when I come home, I know that my chicken has been marinating and seasoning, or I might do it from the night before, so it's all ready. We're going to use my quick on the draw barbecue sauce. So I had some left over. You can check my last video to see how that was made. We're gonna use that, and I'm gonna kick it up a notch because I love to infuse flavors. And one of the flavors that I'm gonna infuse into this dish is chili garlic sauce. This chili garlic sauce I actually found at one of my local Asian markets, and I love adding flavors from Vietnam or Thailand where I visited before. And then we're gonna complete it with just a sprinkle of green onions. So let's go ahead and let's get after it. So I'm gonna turn on my oven. And I'm gonna spray some Pam. We're gonna save. I don't cook with a whole lot of oil at all. You will not see that in a lot of my recipes at all. We're gonna go ahead and let this pan get all warmed up, but I don't have to wait. It's totally okay. I'm gonna start off adding my chicken to the pan. You know, when my son was younger, when he was in high school or even before, he was always involved in sports. And you know, you go to work and then you come home, or the kids are in school, and everybody comes home, and guess what? We still have to eat. Dinner still has to be prepared. If I didn't pre-plan and do something in the crock pot, I was left having to do it the day of. That was never a lot of fun. So a lot of the recipes that I came up with, they absolutely have to be done. Maybe we just came home from, work, and then we had to run off. I had to get him to his sports. Maybe that was a long drive. And like I said, dinner still had to be made. So I've added all of our chicken to the pan. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna brown this chicken. I'm gonna brown this chicken. I'm gonna let it get its love on because it's already been marinated in the seasons and the spices. And that's basically it. I'm not gonna add anything much to it because all the flavor is gonna come from this quick draw barbecue sauce and my chili garlic sauce that I'm gonna add in a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's let that sizzle. So our chicken's been going now for about 8 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn each piece. Now I know you saw me use Pam, and that's what I like to use whenever I'm cooking because I just don't cook with a lot of oil. But if you want to go ahead and you want to drizzle a little bit of oil, my recommendation would be to use olive oil. Olive oil always adds nice temperature, or cooks at a nice temperature, I should say. And olive oil just also adds a really nice flavor. So we've turned our chicken, and now I'm going to go ahead and cover this And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna check on it in about 5 minutes. See you soon. Let's check our chicken. So at this point in time, I'm just checking for doneness. Because my thighs are bone in, it's going to take a little bit longer as opposed to if I was working with boneless chicken thighs. Something for you to think about as you prepare your dishes, and if you try this one, which I hope you will. One of the things that I will do if I'm working with bone-in chicken is I pierce my chicken, and that's okay, to help it cook through and through. I want the heat to go through this chicken because nobody is serving anybody raw chicken, not on my watch. So let's make sure that our chicken is absolutely done. And we're checking for doneness. I'm checking the brownness and the color of my chicken. And I'm just watching it and making sure that every single piece that I'm working with will be cooked so that we will not have any problems. Because Chef KT don't play that. All right, this chicken is coming along nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover her down for another 5 minutes and come back and check in. Okay, our chicken is moving right along. Let's go ahead and let's check it out. Ooh. Did y'all see that steam come off of there? So I'm going to check a couple of pieces for doneness. I think I want it to go a little bit longer. But you know how sometimes maybe you want your chicken to go a little bit longer, but you're starting to lose some of the juice out of the pan and you don't want to burn your pan. So I'm going to turn this chicken over and I'm going to show you one of my tricks that I use to add some water to the pan without adding too much. My trick is ice cubes. Yes, you are seeing me put ice cubes in the pan. I'm putting ice cubes in the pan, maybe the equivalent of about a cup of ice cubes. And as you saw, the ice cubes, of course they started to melt, but this is a way that I can add more water to my pan without just supercharging it with water, and the ice cubes will slowly melt. See what I mean? The ice cubes are still here, but my pan is no longer being scorched because the ice cubes are slowly melting. But as you can see, I've got juice that's returned to my pot, and now it's more under control. Now, let's say you see that there is a lot of water, maybe you put too much ice cubes. I've done that before. That's totally okay. All you have to do is get a spoon and carefully remove the ice cubes. Now, for this particular dish, I think that I'm going to remove some of them. It's that simple. Do not stick your hands in a hot pan, ever. You've got to be super de-duper careful. We want good hot food, not hands. And safety first is always a must. We're gonna cover this down and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna check on it in about 3 minutes because it's just about right. See you soon. Okay, we're back. Let's check out our chicken. That smells delicious. Oh my goodness. I can smell the herbs and the spices. And if you're wondering what in the world did I season my chicken with the night before? Well, I seasoned this with thyme, all dry seasoning, thyme, garlic powder, a little bit of garlic salt, definitely smoked paprika. That is my absolute go-to. I see we have a friend coming to visit, and out the kitchen you go, so thank you. came by because he knows I'm smelling. He's smelling something good. I'm cooking something delicious. I also added blended seasonings. So there are great 21 spice seasonings. There are a lot of great chicken seasonings. It's whatever you want to season it with. Now to check your chicken for doneness, and I'm just going to turn this down a little bit so my pot does not get out of control. Remember to stay in control. You are in control in the kitchen. So for my first time cooks, or for those of you that are wondering, how do we check a chicken for doneness? Well, I just take one piece, and what I do is I'm looking for the bone. The bone should be white. It should not be red or dark red color at all. Our chicken bones can be white, and that's when we know it's absolutely right. I did not mean to make that rhyme. It just happened. It's okay. So I've checked just a couple of pieces because they all went in at the same time. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create little nooks and crannies. These nooks and crannies are just spaces. It's spaces where I'm going to add shrimp. Now the pot is hot already. So what I want to do is add the shrimp carefully, very carefully. I'm adding them to the pot. I'm going to put them first in the nooks and crannies, and then I'm going to add them right on top of the chicken. Okay, I'm back. Let's check the pot one more time, just one more time. So a lot of the juices, as you can see, they have absolutely stayed. There's a lot of liquid in the pan, and that's okay. For what I'm going to be pairing my meal with, my shrimp and chicken thighs, barbecue shrimp and chicken thighs, I'm actually going to be pairing this with baked beans and my special recipe for Fiesta cornbread. You'll check out one of my later links to see the Fiesta cornbread. It's a lot of fun to make, and it tastes absolutely delicious. It's sweet and savory, showing up all in one cornbread dish. So what I'm going to do, since I don't need that much sauce or gravy or liquid, I'm going to leave this uncovered, and I'm going to add the final touch. The final touch is simply green onions. Just take your green onions and just sprinkle them in. You just sprinkle them all around. I have the equivalent of maybe about a 1/4 cup of green onions for garnish, because you know what? We eat with our eyes first. So we want our dishes looking absolutely amazing. We want our family, our friends, our loved ones, whoever's coming over to eat, you know they're going to look at the dish first before they put it in their mouth. So we want it to look just as good as it tastes. Okay? Fine. Well, that's just about it for my barbecue shrimp and chicken thighs. This baby's done. I'm just going to leave it on a low simmer, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take it off this hot element and put it to the side for it to cool. When it's cooling, this is when the barbecue sauce is going to go back to its thick self. I'll share a picture at the end on how this whole dish comes together. I hope you try it. From my home to yours.